this amazing place is located in Turkmenistan, unofficially called the Gates of Hell. It makes sense, because its gas crater looks like an entrance to the underworld. But it was not always like this. In 1971, not far from the small village of Derweze, geologists began to drill an exploratory well. During drilling, scientists accidentally stumbled upon an underground cavity, due to which the earth collapsed and a large hole was formed filled with gas. The drilling rig was completely equipped and transported fell into the resulting hole, but people were not injured. To prevent harmful gases from escaping, they were set on fire. The scientists were sure that the gas would burn out in a few days, but they were very wrong. More than 50 years have passed, but Derweze is still continuously burning day and night. This puzzles scientists. They do not understand how it is possible for the gas to burn for so long. It seems that we will not get there, but one thing is clear for sure: the burning of a huge amount of gas into the empty negatively affects the environment and the health of people living nearby, so the Turkmen authorities plan to seal Derweze in the near future. Thor's Well. If there is a gate to the underworld in the world, then they should be looked for in the US state of Oregon at Cape Perpetu. Here is the mysterious Well of Thor, which has been baffling scientists for decades. The well is a funnel with a diameter of about 5 and a depth of about 6 meters. During a storm, high and low tides, this place turns into a real fountain, which puts on a free show for everyone. Water with noise and roar rushes into the depths of the funnel to then break out with millions of sprays, and then again fall into the well. Sometimes, foaming and involuntarily rumbling, it simply flows into a bottomless vent and dissolves in its infinity. This is the main mystery. No one knows exactly where the water disappears. It really seems to dissolve. The well itself is not filled to the top. Scientists suggest that the well is probably connected to a network of underground caves. It is into them that water rushes, but this cannot be verified. Scientists do not yet have the proper equipment, and it is dangerous to lower divers down. Most likely they will disappear in the well like water. The Waterfall, on the contrary, is the most populated island of the Hawaiian Oahu archipelago, known for its amazing nature. It is here that there is a waterfall called Waipugia, or as it is also called, an inverted waterfall. Contrary to the laws of gravity, it flows not from top to bottom, but from bottom to top. But why? The fact is that the water falls down from the top of the mountain, but then the wind, common in those places, picks up the water flow and lifts it up to the source of the waterfall. The stronger the wind, the brighter the impression of the irregularity of the waterfall, that is, the flow of water tending upwards. In the French Gulf of Bourgneuf, one of the most unusual roads on the planet, the Passage du Gois, is located. It is unusual for the reason that no one can cross it. But how is this possible? In fact, everything is quite simple. The Passage du Gois is a tidal road. This means that the track is covered with water, connecting the French island of Noirmoutier with the French mainland. The Passage du Gois is a strip of asphalt passing through the middle of the sea. In principle, it is impossible to cross such a road, because if you cross it perpendicularly, then in any case you will hit the water. The road is characterized by limited traffic, and for cars, it is only accessible a couple of times a day, when the water recedes and the Passage du Gois opens for a couple of hours, at which time drivers can drive along the 4 km section of the federal highway that runs along the Atlantic coast France. The rest of the time, the Passage du Gois is flooded with water at a level of up to 4 meters, so there can be no talk of trips or transitions. By the way, the French authorities even recommend that drivers who go on this road take boats with them, just in case. The road to nowhere. Fairy Tale Meadows. It would seem that what could be terrible on the road with such a beautiful name, what is it really? Almost everything. Fairy Meadows is a real hell, not a road. The most dangerous route passes in Pakistan, near the Gilgit-Baltistan region at an altitude of 3.3 kilometers above sea level. The narrow track goes straight along the mountains, so on the one hand the driver sees a stone wall, from which a giant boulder can fall at any moment, and on the other, a giant abyss into which you don't really want to fall. This picture is complemented by a gravel surface on which it is not easy to drive even on a powerful and reliable car, as well as winding serpentines. All this awaits the driver over the next 16 kilometers, which he will never forget in his life. Ferry Meadows have been in operation for several hundred years and have never been modified. That is, we see the original version of the road.